Bruce. Here's theirs. Yep, we'll do. We'll do. Bruce, who's the home plate umpire? Okay, thank you. From center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass., this is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Tonight, it's the Lexington Blue Sox with a record of 1-0, hosting the Melrose Americans with a record of 0-1. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. Blue Sox got their title defense off to a good start yesterday, falling behind 4-2, but coming back with 5 runs at the top of the fourth to beat the Alabrandies 8-4. In that game, Alex Wojtek had a 4-for-4 game, and Josue Feliciano scored 3 runs, and John Barry with 2 RBIs from the number 9 slot, so really production up and down the lineup. Melrose dropped a 4-2 decision to the Somerville Royals yesterday in their season opener. And the Blue Sox opening up here at home, and they'll have a familiar face umpiring this game on the bases. Our good old friend Sam Steed is working the bases today alongside Joe Piscucci, calling the balls and strikes. And here is the starting lineup. Actually, it's the starting lineup time as Blue Sox take the field. Starting line for the Melrose Americans is the usual navy blue jerseys with red letters and numbers and white and red trim and white pants. Elias Varinos is going to lead it off at second base, followed by Austin Maisel at center. Dave Center is in left. Kyle Cortez is the DH. Nick Cordeau is the right fielder. Spencer Ballian is at first. Anthony D'Souza is at short. Dennis Crowley's at third. And Nick Rath rounds out the lineup behind the plate. On the mound for the Americans, Ronnie Luke, who pitched 1 inning in yesterday's game against Somerville and allowed 1 hit and 1 walk with 1 strikeout, but did not allow a run. For the Blue Sox in the white jerseys with the red, white, and blue cap and the blue piping and blue letters and numbers, Dominic Zaire, the reigning Intercity League postseason MVP, is going to lead it off in center field, followed by Ross Curley at short. Kyle Adey is in left. Richie Burgos is at third. Julian Alvarez is in right. Alex Wojtek is the DH. Morgan Brown is at second. Josue Feliciano is at first. And Vinny Aramo rounds out the lineup behind the plate. And on the mound for the Blue Sox will be the right-hander, Sean Mahan. Mahan getting his warm-up tosses in before we get things going here on a brisk, breezy evening here in Lexington. 60 degrees, but it feels much cooler than that with the wind. So here is Elias Varinos, the second baseman, in his first season with the Melrose Americans. Yesterday against Somerville, he went 1 for 3 with a walk. And Mahan winds and fires the first pitch at 7:59, and it's low for ball 1. We are underway. I know we started not late, not on time, ahead of schedule. That's in there for strike 1, evens the count at 1. Burgos in on the grass at third base, and the pitch. Slider gets over there for strike 2, 1-2. And this is laced into left field, and this will be caught on the run by Kyle Adey for the first out. So an F7 is how we get things started here tonight, and that brings up Austin Maisel, the center fielder. Maisel was 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday against the Royals. Last year for the Americans, batted 3 for 10 in 3 games with 1 RBI as he's behind 0-1. He laces this one to left center field. 80 is on his horse, reaches up, can't get it, rolls all the way to the wall. 80 has a hard time picking up, but he eventually does, and it'll be a stand-up double for Austin Maisel with one out here in the top of the first. So runner in scoring position, one out for one of the best hitters last year in the Intercity League, Dave Center, who finds himself behind 0-1. Center was among the league leaders in many of the offensive categories. Bruce, you got to be plugged in over here. There's no power coming from that one. We're plugged in down there, actually. So it's not your fault. Here, I'll help you. Center grounds this one to the left side, and they may have Maisel in a hot box, and they got him. So it'll go 6-5 on the fielder's choice, and there are two down. That's the danger of being on second and a ground ball hit to the left side. So runner at first, two down. Center reaches on the fielder's choice. Maisel's retired 6-5. And that'll bring up Kyle Cortez. And Cortez takes strike one. But to further the point about Center, well, he was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs yesterday for Melrose. And last year, batted .329 with 3 homers, 21 RBIs, and a slugging percentage of .529. One and one the count. And a check over at first on Center, who has not even attempted a stolen base in his ICL career. And he's back safely. Cortez even in the count, 1-1. And the pitch is in there for strike two, 1-2. Feliciano holding on center at first, and the pitch is swung on, miss for strike three, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. After half an inning, Americans nothing, Blue Sox coming up. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So here we go to the bottom of the first. First time at bat for the Blue Sox at home this year. And Dominic Zaire, the reigning Intercity League postseason MVP, will lead things off. Zare was thrust into the lineup after Josue Feliciano went down with an injury, and all he did was put together one of the best ICL postseason runs in history. He batted .615 with a homer and 7 RBIs, with an OPS of 1607 in 7 games. First pitch to Dominic, runs down and in for ball 1. Zare did not play yesterday, as that is up and away, and he's ahead in the count 2-0. But it's stunning that Zare, had .615 with a homer and 7 RBIs, and in the regular season last year, so that's in there for strike 1. He batted just .158 with no extra base hits, no RBIs, and 3 strikeouts, and no walks either. That's low for ball 3. Oh, look who decided to show up. Raimundo Gomez. How's it going, man? You want to get in on the commentary? Yeah. This is a family show, man. All right, Dominic Zare works a leadoff walk. No, you can still do this. Just all right, Zare with a leadoff walk. That brings up Ross Curley. Yesterday, Ross was 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. And Ross grounds this one down the third baseline and foul for strike 1. Mike Healy also in attendance. How you doing, Mike? As Ross takes up and away for ball 1 to even the count. Got Matt Keogh modeling the latest Blue Sox gear, too. Short sleeve sweatshirt. The hoodie. Down and away, 2-1 to Ross. Zare not with a big lead at first. That's down and in for ball 3. So Luke a little off right now to begin the bottom of the first. Down and in ball 4. So back-to-back walks, both on 5 pitches, to begin the bottom of the first for the Blue Sox. We'll see if they'll be in business here. Kyle Adey stepping to the plate wearing Rick's number 25. Yeah, I know, right? Then Rick often ends up wearing number 49 or just wears a hoodie. Yeah, I've seen him wear 49 sometimes when it's too hot. So 1-0 to Kyle. Kyle yesterday drew 2 walks as he's even in the count 1-1. Infield double play depth here. And the pitch, inside corner, 1-2. Luke trusting his fastball to get him ahead there. Lefty on lefty matchup, but the right-handed power bat of Richie Burgos on deck. 2-2 the count. Figure he might be a little more aggressive with the favorable matchup lefty on lefty, with 2 righties to begin the inning. That's low, skips away, and that goes into the Blue Sox dugout. So a wild pitch puts runners at second and third with a full count. Two runners in scoring position to begin the night. 3-2. What's 80 got in store here? What's Luke got in store? Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout there. Retires 80. One down, still with two runners in scoring position, but that brings up Richie Burgos. Burgos yesterday had the game-winning RBI. Also scored a run in that big fourth inning. As that is down and away for ball 1. And this is a man you can't just groove one to, although with the wind it's blowing across the field and in, it seems. So power bats will really have to get a charge into one to drive it out. 2-0 the count to Burgos. You got another right-handed power bat and Julian Alvarez due up next. High for ball 3. Infield not playing in here. The 3-0. Taken all the way for strike 1. And now Richie will go to work. Outfield playing very deep. Left fielder center just a few steps in front of the left field wall. That's down and in for ball 4. The bases are loaded. There's any saving grace to that. That does put the inning-ending double play in order. 3 walks in the inning. And all 3 walks came on 5 pitches. So let's see if Julian can put one in the gap and maybe clear the bases. That's in there for strike 1 to Julian. Alvarez in his 4th season with the Blue Sox as it skips away from the catcher Rath and into score is Dominic Zaire, and it is 1-0 Blue Sox. Still no hits in the inning, but the Blue Sox out to the lead. 3 walks, 2 wild pitches. 1-1 the count to Alvarez. High for ball 2. Alvarez in his career, the Blue Sox, a .281 hitter with 6 homers and 41 RBIs, and this is now his 4th season. That's low for ball 3. Alvarez last year hit 3 home runs and 13 RBIs. Slugged .526. And he laces this one through the left side for a base hit. This is going to hold Burgos at third, but it will plate Curley. And the first hit of the ball game makes it 2-0 Blue Sox. Stoppage of play as Kevin Burgoyne's out there to have a word with Luke and Rath. Still only 1 out in the inning. Double play back in order, however, and here is Alex Wojcik. And Mrs. Wojcik's baby boy went 4 for 4 yesterday. And he checks his swing, but it's in there for strike one. 0-1 to Alex. Somehow I don't expect his average to hold up at 1,000 all year. Big cut and a miss at a high one, and it's 0-2. Wojtek in his 5th season with the Blue Sox out of Holy Cross, as that's outside for ball 1. Last year, limited to 17 games and 29 at-bats. 1 homer and 4 RBIs. That runs inside. 2-2. He's a career .290 hitter with the Blue Sox with 8 homers and 46 RBIs. He pops this one up into foul territory and out of play. Three walks in the inning, 2 wild pitches and a single have the Blue Sox up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first in the 2019 home opener. Luke comes set, and the 2-2 is into center field, and this will be caught in shallow center field, actually, by the shortstop D'Souza, and that'll be out number 2. Wojtek got under that one a little too much. 2 down, and that brings up Morgan Brown, the second baseman. Brown in his 2nd season with the Blue Sox after spending his entire Intercity League career with the Arlington Trojans up to that point takes strike 1. Brown last year was a valuable contributor up in the middle infield. Had .349 with 6 RBIs in 22 games. Low for ball 1. Had 5 doubles. Slugged .465. As he fouls that one off to make it 1-2. Well, yesterday the Blue Sox got a run in the top of the 7th without the aid of a hit. Morgan's behind 1-2. He'd like to get on base here, but could they end up getting 2 runs with the aid of just 1 hit? As that is blooped down the right field line, and this is gonna drop foul just barely. 1-2 still the count to Morgan. Josue Feliciano on deck. Americans threatened to the top of the first with a leadoff, with a 1-out double rather, but that was erased. And Brown pops this one up foul again, and this will also get out of play. So Wojtek and Brown battling here with 2 strikes. Wojtek was eventually retired on the pop-up to short. Brown put one in play here. Runner bluffs off of first, and this is driven into center field. On the run is Maisel, and he makes the catch for the out that retires the side. 2 runs, just 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. After 1 complete, Blue Sox 2, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Thank you for the warm wishes, Mrs. Wojtik. No 4 for 4, though, for Alex tonight. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Americans here in the top of the second. Nick Cordeaux will lead things off, the right fielder. Breaking ball misses high for ball 1 to Cordeaux. The Americans are playing this season in dedication to Bertha Brickley, who's been a longtime ICL supporter and was the ultimate super fan for the Americans after they moved to Melrose. His strong throw by Burgos gets Cordeaux for the first out of the inning. Bertha Brickley passed away at 89 last September, shortly after the season ended, but she was a fixture at ICL games, especially Melrose games. And, of course, Bertha, the mother of Bruins color commentator Andy Brickley, and the Americans wearing a BB patch on the back of their hats this year. So our condolences go out to the Brickley family and the Americans playing this season again in honor of Mrs. Brickley, as that is lined to left and caught by 80 for out number 2. Two very quick outs here in the top of the second, and that'll bring up Anthony D'Souza. That was Spencer Ballion, by the way, the first baseman who just lined out. And here's D'Souza, the shortstop. D'Souza was 0 for 3 yesterday against Somerville, as that's in there for strike 1. Ballion was also 0 for 3. That is fouled off. And Mahan quickly ahead 0-2. High for ball 1. Right, he had attempted with a high fastball there, but a little too high now. Looks like our Ramos calling for time here. I think he wants a fresh. Does he want fresh ball? Oh. Home plate umpire Joe Pascucci saying don't blow on your hands and then go to the ball. So the 1-2. I think you wouldn't have to do that here in early June, but that's the weather we've got tonight. 2-2. You know, in October baseball, they will let you blow on your hands sparingly, as this is grounded down the first baseline foul, but then again, it's kind of expected, right, to be that kind of weather in mid to late October. After falling behind 0-2, and it was looking like it was going to be a quick inning for Mahan, D'Souza doing a good job spoiling a couple of, laying off a couple pitches and then spoiling that last one. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat coming up. And that's low, and it skips to the backstop for ball 3. So Mahan nibbling a little bit maybe. Trying to get a little too cute. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got the slider down and away, and the inning is over. After 1.5, Blue Sox 2, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP.
Do you know what schools they play for?
You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. And once we get to 250 YouTube subscribers, we'll give an LSP t-shirt of the winner's choice to one lucky subscriber. Apparently Ronnie Luke went to the Matt Karras school of pre-inning warm-ups because he is ready to go rather quickly. And he will deal with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Josue Feliciano, Vinny Aramo, and Dominic Zaire. As down and in for ball 1 to Sway, wanted to bunt his way on. What else is new? Down low for ball 2, 2-0. Sway had one of the most unique trips around the bases yesterday in the game against the Alabrandis. He reached first as that run, that caught the inside corner, strike 1. He reached first after swinging and missing on strike 3, but with a wild pitch. Advanced to second on a ground out to the left side. It was hit too slowly to get a double play ball. That's down the third base line. It's a fair ball. Sway's going to take the turn for first and head for second. The throw into second is not in time. He's got a double. But he got to second on the ground ball to the left side, hit too slowly to turn a double play. Then he advanced to third on a pass ball, and then on a ground ball to the left side with the infield in, the throw was made to first, and then the throw back to third to try and catch Sway napping was airmailed out of play, but Sway almost ran into the third baseman as well, and he eventually got himself home, as this one will get Sway to third. As Aramo works out as a sacrifice. Inside out, G4. Sway at third with 1 out, and the line turns over for Dominic Zaire, who walked and scored his first time up. Advanced to third on a wild pitch and scored on a wild pitch. And that runs inside for ball 1. Sway's double, the first extra base hit of his season. As this is popped up on the infield, and it will be caught by the shortstop D'Souza, and there are 2 down. That won't advance the cause for the Blue Sox as they look to make it 3-0. Let's see what Ross can do. He also walked and scored his first time up last inning. Infield playing back here for Ross. And that's low for ball 1. Swing and a miss. Off speed pitch away. And it is 1-1. And it's a little foul down the third baseline on a pitch down and in. And it's 1-2 to Ross. Blue Sox do not want to waste the leadoff double by Sway. The 1-2 fouled off. Sway at third after doubling and being advanced on a ground out. That's low for ball 2. 2-2 to Ross. Pretty good gap in the right center field if Ross can go the other way. He'll ground this one down the third baseline, scooped up by the third baseman Crowley, on to first in time to retire the side. Nothing comes of the leadoff double after 2 complete. Blue Sox 2, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at LexingtonBlueSox.com, Facebook.com/LexingtonBlueSox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Americans here in the top of the third. Dennis Crowley, Nick Rath, and Elias Varinos. Crowley is in his second season with the Americans as that's up and in for ball one. This is his first game of the year. Did not play yesterday. Breaking ball nearly hit him and then nearly came back over the inside corner, but it's 2-0. Crowley last year batted .107 with 2 RBIs, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He bloops this one into right field, and it's down for a base hit. So there's the second hit of the ball game for the Americans, along with the 1-out double in the first by Maisel. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left for the Americans. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left for the Blue Sox as Nick Rath comes up empty for strike 1. And Rath laces this one into left field, and this is off the wall. Scooping it up quickly, however, is 80. He fires it into the infield, and it's going to be a double for Nick Rath. First it looked like it could have been gone. Wind may have knocked it down, then given out quickly. 80 got to that one and looked like he may have had a play on either of the runners, but no such luck. 2 hits to begin the top of the third. Now the tying run in scoring position for Elias Varinos, who flew out to left his first time up. And Varinos lines this one off the pitcher's glove, up the middle. Nice backhand stop by Brown, and he gets the out. Unbelievable play by Morgan Brown. The run does score. It's 2-1, but that prevented a second run from scoring. That looked destined to be a base hit. That'll be a 1-4-3 ground out. And Maisel up to bat. He is ahead 1-0. He reaches down for that one and fouls it off to make it 1-1. 1-4-3 ground out. Varinos does get an RBI on the play. And Rath advancing to third. Infield comes in here. Popped up. Into shallow left, stepping onto the outfield grass is Curley for out number 2. And let's see what Dave Center can do. Center reached on a fielder's choice his first time up in the first. And Center grounds this one up the middle, diving stop by Brown, but it's through. And the game is tied as Center picks up the RBI single. And we are tied at 2 here in the top of the third. So let's see what Kyle Cortez has up his sleeve. 0-1 to Cortez, who struck out swinging to end the first, the top of the first. 2 runs, 3 hits this inning for the Americans as that rattles off the screen. 0-2. Mahan comes set. The pitch sails high for ball 1. Breaking ball misses up and away for ball 2. Center at first after plating the tying run, and that breaking ball's in there for strike 3, and the side is retired, but the damage has been done. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 left after 2.5, tied at 2 between the Americans and the Blue Sox. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order. Third, Kylie takes ball 1. Ball 2 now. '80 grounds this one to the right side in through for a base hit. So '80 picks up his first base hit. In fact, it's Kyle's first hit of the season after picking up 2 walks, but no hits last night over at Trum. Can I see your box score for a second? Thanks. Richie behind 0-1. He had a walk his first time up. Downstairs, ball 1. That's low for ball 2, 2-1. Up and away, 3-1. '80's got good wheels on first. Could see him run if it gets to 3-2. As this is popped up into right field, camping under it is Cordeaux. Makes the catch for out number 1. Burgos now 0 for 1. That brings up Julian Alvarez. Plated Ross with an RBI single his first time up in the first. And looking from here, Maisel, the center fielder, as that misses inside for ball 1, is swung way over towards left center field. So there is a gigantic Grand Canyon-like gap in right center field here for Alvarez to go the other way and find some real estate. That's downstairs 2-0. And now Rath is going to go out and have a word with Luke. You don't see a whole lot of shifting at this level, but that's about as extreme as it gets, at least in terms of an outfield shift that I've seen in the Intercity League. In the infield, Varinos is playing close to the second base bag, but not extremely swung over. Big cut and a miss, 2-1. I think Julian had that idea with that swing, trying to rip a high fastball into the gap. Came up empty, though. Still ahead 2-1, though. The pitch popped up. And it will be caught by the second baseman, Varinos, who had a long way to go over from the second base bag. 2 down, although if he had not made the catch, I'm pretty sure they would have had an easy force at second to get 80 anyways. So that'll bring up Alex Wojtek, who popped up to short his first time up in the first. And Wojtek pops this one up. Got under it again. Oh, it trickles off the shortstop's glove. Routine as it gets, and it's an E6. I mean, I don't know if you can blame that one on the wind. So let's see if Morgan can make him pay with the go-ahead run at third. 2 down here. Morgan flew out to center his first time up. That's low for ball 1. This is grounded to the right side. It's through for a base hit. They will make him pay as Wojtek holds at second. An unearned run, but an RBI and a run nonetheless. And the Blue Sox are back out on top. It's 3-2. That's how you make it hurt. Morgan picks up his first hit of the year. And that'll bring up Josue Feliciano, and another double down the third baseline might not be a bad idea here. Takes a big cut at that going for that double and fouls it off for strike 1. I was talking to Sway at one of the team dinners in the offseason. As he looks to bunt his way on, he pops it up, he gets it down. This is going to work out as a base hit for Sway. When you pop it up that much on a bunt, it should be like a routine catch, but just died in no man's land. Bases loaded, 2 out. Sway's 2 for 2. And that'll bring up Vinny Aramo, the catcher. But I was talking to Sway during one of the team dinners in the offseason, and he was talking about how he's actually one of his real life. He's one of the contractors on the Encore Boston Harbor in the plumbing department, I believe. As this is laced foul the other way, strike 2. Blue Sox got 1 run after the 2-out error by the shortstop D'Souza. They'd love to have more. They have the bases loaded 2 out. But an 0-2 count to the number 9 hitter, Aramo. That's high for ball 1. Chance for a big hit here for Aramo in his Blue Sox debut. Inside corner, strike 3 called. And the side is retired. Damage minimal, but damage done as the Blue Sox take the lead. And after 3 complete, Blue Sox 3, Americans 2. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is Thursday night at 7:55 p.m. when the Blue Sox host the Alabrandies. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. So the Blue Sox unable to break it open after the 2-out error in the RBI single by Brown, but they do have the lead 3-2 as we go to the top of the 4th, and the first pitch to Kyle Cortez, to Nick Cordeaux, I should say, is down and away for ball 1. He laces this one down the third baseline. That is a fair ball. This is going to result in extra bases for Cordeaux to lead off the top of the 4th. Third double of the ball game for the Americans. That'll bring up Spencer Ballion, the first baseman. Flew out to left his first time up. And the breaking ball catches the inside corner for strike 1. Breaking ball missed inside. Try to get the same pitch there, did Mahan. One and two the count. Three runs, 5 hits, no errors, 6 left for the Blue Sox. As that misses down and away, 2 and 2. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. 5 hits, I should say, with the double just now by Cordeaux. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 2 left for the Americans. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew the fastball by him, and there's 1 down. Strikeout number 3. For Mahan, 1 down for Anthony D'Souza, the shortstop. Looking for a little redemption after the error just now. Struck out swinging his first time up to end the second. And he will ground this one to second. Gobbled up. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that was the right play there by Brown. He wanted to pick off the runner going back to second. But instead, it'll be a base hit. Could have easily gotten the out at first. So first and second. One out for Dennis Crowley, the third baseman. And that curveball gets in there for strike one. Crowley singled and scored his first time up in the third. It worked out the last time when they tried to get the lead runner on a ground ball when they got Maisel, but that was a ball where Maisel was at second and then it was hit to the left side to the shortstop Curley, and he was standing right in front of Maisel. This one, the ball was behind the runner. And in that case, you got to take the sure out. Mahan's pitching pretty well, so you can trust him to get the out of the number 8 hitter Crowley, right? Instead, it's first and second, one out. And now it's 2-1. Double by Cordeaux, strikeout of Ballion, and then the single by D'Souza. Breaking ball gets over there for strike two. Like a double play ball here to give your infield a chance to redeem itself. Brown made a fantastic play last inning, but kind of a head scratcher there. Full count now with the number 9 hitter Nick Rath on deck. See if the runners will be off here. They do not go, and the pitch is into center field. It's dropping fast, and it will be a diving, not a catch. They'll throw it into second and in safely is D'Souza. Great effort by Zaire, but the bases are loaded. And now time is called as Matty Karras is going out to the mound. So a chance for the Americans to claim the lead for the first time, or at the very least retie the games. That's down and away for ball one. Nobody warming yet for the Blue Sox, at least not in the bullpen. We do have a situation where the light that's usually over the bullpen isn't working. This is grounded down the third base line. Nice hop step there in the third base coach's box, and it's 1-1. So we might have some warm-ups. Yeah, some warm-ups down in foul territory down the left field line. Now the Blue Sox know how opposing pitchers have felt in their bullpen all these years. Breaking ball drops in there for strike two. 3 hits in the inning. Bases loaded. 1 out. Go ahead, run in scoring position for the Americans. High for ball 2 to even the count. Corner infielders in, middle infielders playing back. Mahan accepts the sign and comes home with it. Downstairs for ball 3, nowhere to put him. You got to throw a strike here, right? Popped up, but fouling out of play. So Rath stays alive. Mahan comes set. And the 3-2. Fouled off again. Rath will see an 8th pitch. Just ball a fastball by him? Is that what you got to do here? Breaking ball, misses inside, ball 4, and the game is tied. Tried to front door the curveball. That's been effective for the most part for Mahan tonight, but not there. RBI for Rath. And now the lineup turns over for Elias Varinos. Of course, if Brown makes that play, as this is down the right field line, this could be dangerous. It's going to drop foul. So a loud strike 1, certainly loud from the Melrose dugout's reaction. Varinos 0 for 2, but again, if Brown makes that play just going to first, bases will be loaded, but it'll be 2 outs and no runs scored. Instead, we have a tie game. And Varinos fouls this one away. That one is definitely foul. And it is 0-2. Same alignment for the infield. Corner infielders in, middle infielders playing back. Mahan peers in for the sign. He's got it. This is laced into center field. Zaire takes a little bit of a stumble, makes the catch. This will be deep enough to score the run. And the Americans had their first lead of the ball game at 4-3. Sac fly and an RBI for Varinos. And the Blue Sox find themselves trailing 4-3 with 2 out here in the top of the 4th. That'll bring up Austin Maisel, who's 1 for 2 with a double, and he pops this one up. Foul, out of play. We've got an official broadcast as it goes on to Worthen Road. Ugh. That took a healthy chunk out of a car. This is grounded up the middle. It'll be fielded by Brown. He bobbles it! Boy, Morgan Brown having an adventure at second base this inning. That's an E4. And that'll bring up Dave Center. 1 for 2 with a single. Brought in the tying run last inning, as that's downstairs for ball 1. This is laced into center field, through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Being waved around third is Raff. The throw to the infield is cut off. A 2-run single for Dave Setter, and it is 6-3 Melrose. Four runs here in the top of the fourth. Ninth man to bat in the inning is Kyle Cortez. And that's down and in for ball 1. Dave Setter picking up his second and third RBIs. He's got 5 RBIs in the first 2 games. One 0 misses down and in, 2-0. Towering fly ball into left. 80 camps under it. Makes the catch for the out that retires the side, but the damage once again has been done. 4-run score, and after 3.5, we're halfway home. It is the Americans 6 and the Blue Sox 3. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Dominic Zaire to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth as the Blue Sox have to play catch-up for the second consecutive game. Zaire is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored, and he smokes this one into left field, and this will be caught. Zaire thought he had it, but with the breeze, it could have knocked it down, and there is 1 down on 1 pitch. Want to get the Blue Sox back in the game with 1 swing of the bat. That's how he won Game 1 of the Intercity League Championship Series with a home run to left field. Now, let's see what Ross can do. Ross takes down an in, ball 1. He is also 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Outside, ball 2. Blue Sox have led this game 2-0 and 3-2, but Melrose with 4 runs in the top half of this inning. Ross smokes this one into center field. Back goes Maisel, but he will make the catch a few steps in front of the wall for out number 2. 2 very quick outs here in the bottom of the fourth in an inning where Ronnie Luke would love to have a quick one. And it looks like we are going to have a pinch. Kyle 80. Well, 1 step ahead in my scorebook. Kyle 80 stepping to the plate. In there for strike 1. If first 2 batters being retired so quickly, I don't mind taking that pitch, but that's a strike he can steal. And now this is popped up. 1-2-3 inning, maybe. Snow cone. No, he didn't make the catch. Oh, it was nearly a snow cone catch by the third baseman Crowley, but he couldn't hang on. They're going to give him a hit on that one. So 80 is now 2 for 3, and that brings up Richie Burgos. Tying run still in the on-deck circle, so Richie just has to do his job of getting on base, as that is low for ball one. That was nearly a very quick 1-2-3 inning, but the wind carried that ball away from Crowley a little bit. One and one. Burgos 0 for 1 with a walk. Snap throw over to first, and back safely is 80, who again in his first season with the Blue Sox, which was 4 years ago, was 6 of 7 in stolen base attempts. Burgos lines this one to center field. Back goes Maisel. He makes the catch on the run for the out that retires the side. Nothing comes of the 2-out bloop single, and after 4 complete, Blue Sox trailing Melrose 6-3. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So we have a brand new battery, both players making their Blue Sox debut here in the top of the 5th. We'll have Luis Torres, one of the many players we've gotten from Fisher in recent years, thanks to the likes of Derlin Tejeda and Raimundo Gomez. And making his Blue Sox debut on the mound is former Virginia Tech standout and Seattle Mariners farmhand Eddie Campbell. On the outside corner for strike one, as Nick Cordeaux leads off the top of the 5th. Inside corner, strike two. Cordeaux doubled and scored his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. May have been outside as well, not just high. And there is one down as Campbell picks up his first strikeout in a Blue Sox uniform. Hopefully the first of many to come. Here's Spencer Ballian, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2. And that is fouled off for strike 1. Ballian flew out to left in the second and struck out swinging in the fourth. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 4 left for the Americans. As this is grounded down the first baseline and foul, and Ballian behind 0-2. For the Blue Sox, it's 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 7 left. Left the bases loaded in the bottom of the third as they had a chance to really make the Americans pay for a 2-out error, as that breaking ball catches the outside corner for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks to begin the Blue Sox career of Eddie Campbell. Ballian goes down on strikes for the second time, and that brings up Anthony D'Souza, the shortstop, who singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. And that's down and away for ball 1. Blue Sox again led this game 2-0 after 1 and 3-2 after 3. But 4 runs at the top of the fourth, which were enabled by a curious decision at second base by Morgan Brown, trying to get the lead runner on a ground out to the right side. And with the runner at second, didn't get the force at first, and that opened the floodgates. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Campbell really bringing it here. We've had 1-1-2-3 inning this game, and that was the top of the second. As that breaking ball just missed, Campbell took several steps towards the Blue Sox dugout, but got the bad news. That 1-2-3 inning belonged to Sean Mahan, who is on the hook for the loss right now, unless the Blue Sox can get a rally going. There's strike 3 as it swung on and missed, and the side is retired. So Campbell strikes out the side in his Blue Sox debut, and after a 4.5, still 6-3 Americans. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Julian Alvarez will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th as he takes ball 1 up and away. Alvarez 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Takes low, ball 2. Wind seems to be blowing out a little bit now, as that is it inside for ball 3. And that's low for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk worked by King Julian. And Zach Stevens is going to pinch hit for Alex Wojtek. And Stevens comes up empty, trying to make it a one-run game with one swing. 0-1. Stevens did not get a piece of that. It was a loose ball, but no advance by the runner. Alvarez 0-2. Yesterday, Stevens was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Down and away, 1-2. And Stevens, a product of Lexington High in the Blue Sox baseball camp. He plays for Navy, and he will be with us for the first month of the season before heading back to Annapolis in July. Down and away, 2-2. This is a little inside-out swing, grounder to second. They'll get the runner, the force at second, and closer play than I thought at first, but Stevens reaches on a fielder's choice. Alvarez is retired 4-6. Runner at first, 1 down. And let's see what Morgan Brown has. Go-ahead RBI single in the third. And the first pitch to Morgan. Jackknifes him a bit, but it's strike one. Josue Feliciano on deck. And Brown hits this the other way for a base hit. Stevens takes the turn at second and will hold there. So first and second, 1 out for Feliciano. Sway's 2 for 2. And as much as Sway loves bunting, don't think a sacrifice is in order with 1 out already. And the number 9 spot due up next. Well, he does get the bunt down the first base line. It's fielded there. Well, Nostradamus I am not. I think Sway's a little upset they hit it a little too hard. So 2 runners in scoring position, and Luis Torres will get his first at-bat in a Blue Sox uniform. Does go down as a sacrifice. And Torres behind 0-1. Torres fouls that one off, and he's behind 0-2. Outside corner, strike 3 called. Torres doesn't like the call, but the inning is over after 5 complete. Blue Sox trailing the Americans 6-3. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at LexingtonBlueSox.com, Facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. So we have another new battery here for the Blue Sox, as it'll be Drew Leanhouse taking over on the mound, and he will be pitching to Mitch Schroeder. Dennis Crowley to lead things off here in the top of the sixth. He is 2 for 2 as he falls behind 0-1 to Leanhouse. Kind of a cardinal sin that Drew isn't pitching to John Puttress, but here we are as that's up and away for ball one. Crowley is singled twice and scored twice. Inside corner with the two-seam fastball, and it's 1-2. Downstairs to even the count at 2. Crowley, Rath, and Varinos do up here in the top of the sixth. Fouled off. Six runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 4 left for the Americans. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 9 left for the Blue Sox as the count fills at 3-2. Misses for ball 4 and a leadoff walk in Drew Leanhouse's first batter of 2019. Eddie Campbell got 3 strikeouts in his lone inning of work, as that is in there for strike 1 to Nick Rath. Rath with a double, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Looking to bunt, and he fouls it off for strike 2. Inching off of first is Crowley, and the pitch. Breaking ball, just missed, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew the fastball by him, and there's 1 down. Eight strikeouts for Blue Sox pitchers. And they've gotten the last 4 outs via the K. As Elias Varinos comes up empty for strike 1. Elias is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Crowley dancing off of first. The pitch. Up and away, ball 1. Mentioned, it feels like a cardinal sin that Drew isn't pitching to Putty, but, they were teammates and roommates at Northeastern. And while we have this opportunity, we want to wish congratulations to Sal Fralick, who was named racked up a bunch of awards in his first year for the BC baseball program, as this is grounded to the right side and through for a base hit. Freshman of the year, all freshman team, all ACC second team, New England college baseball all-star. Just a phenomenal year for Sal, who was actually here during batting practice. I don't know if he's still here now. I think it's past his bedtime or whatever, but walked up to me before the game, said, "How's it going, kid?" And I was like, "Who are you calling kid?" And then he said, "How's it going, Mr. Feely?" And then I said, "Call my dad that." 1-0 the count to Austin Maisel. Hazel 1 for 3 with a double. He grounds this one down the first base line. Stopped there by Feliciano. He'll win the race to first. Up to second and third go Varinos and Crowley. But 2 down anyways. Two runners in scoring position for Dave Center, who has 3 ribbies tonight and is 2 for 3 and reached base all 3 times. Takes strike 1. In the bottom of the 6th, the Blue Sox will have the top third of the order, Zare, Curley, and 80 due up. Breaking ball fouled off, and it's 0-2. Looked to hang a little bit there, but timing was off for Dave Center. Two runs in the third, 4 runs in the fourth. That's the tally thus far for the Americans, as that just misses outside ball 1. Blue Sox had 2 in the first and 1 in the third. Fourth inning seems to be the difference. The theme, fourth inning rise seemed to be the theme for Blue Sox games through the first 2 games. They had a 4-run fourth a 5-run fourth, I should say, to give them the lead they would not relinquish against the Albrandis last night. Now a 4-run fourth by the Americans gives them the lead that they currently hold here at 6-3 in the top of the 6th as the Americans try to get their first win of the season. 2-2 the count to Center. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another fastball and another strikeout for Drew. Runner stranded at second and third after 5.5. Americans on top 6-3. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of this or any past LSP video broadcast, or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order. Bottom of the 6th, Blue Sox need to mount a rally here. Dominic Zare to lead things off. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And he takes inside ball 1. Zare, Curley, and 80 due up, top third of the order. Right guys you want at the plate to start a rally. 2-0. Luke scattered 8 hits through the first 5 innings and 3 runs. That catches the upper outer edge of the strike zone for strike 1. 2-1. Zare still ahead. That's low ball 3. Luke has spiked a few pitches, so Blue Sox can get runners on. They can wreak havoc on the bases. They did that in the first. 2 wild pitches led to 1 run scoring. And here we are with another 5-pitch walk. Zare is aboard, and that'll bring up Roscoe. Ross walked and scored in the first, grounded out to third in the second, flew out to center in the fourth. Gets a bunt down. It's a pretty good one down the third base line, and everybody's safe. Clearly taking some lessons from Sway. So that brings the tying run to the plate in the person of Kyle 80. Since we've seen him last, he played 2 years in the Pacific Association in California, as that's fouled off for strike one, and then was hurt last year, but here he is back with the Blue Sox in 2019. Boy, would he love to deliver here in his return trip to center field, as that misses outside for ball one. 80 represents the tying run here in the bottom of the sixth. Takes low for ball two, and it's 2-1. Zare at second, Curley at first. Decent speed if 80 can catch a gap. This is popped up into on the infield, and it will be caught by the third baseman, Crowley, who's had a bit of an adventure on these pop-ups tonight. One down. And that'll bring up Richie Burgos. Burgos 0 for 2 with a walk. You know, he can tie with one swing of the bat. As that catches the inside corner for strike one. Burgos with the pearly red batting gloves. Shining like the ruby red slippers in The Wizard of Oz. Outside, 1-1. Infield playing back here. Runners not being held. Burgos comes up empty. Felt like he was swinging no matter what on that pitch, and he's behind 1-2. Going to chase the changeup down and away. It's an effective pitch. We need the double play ball, lefty against righty. Inside, 2-2. Joe Pascucci flinched. I thought he was going to ring him up, but 2-2 the count. Julian Alvarez on deck. And this is grounded to the left side, could be two. Fielded by the shortstop for one. No, he bobbled it. Everybody's safe. So the base is loaded. And Kevin Burgoyne's going to call for time. All right, so we have a pitching change coming to you from center field at Lexington High School, Lexington, Mass. Blue Sox trailing the Americans 6-3. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is Thursday night at 7:55 p.m. when the Blue Sox host the Alabrandies. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live. Then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy DVD of the game at the LSP store. All right, so we have a pitching change, as I mentioned, and it's going to be Anthony D'Souza taking over on the mound, the shortstop. And he will pitch to Julian Alvarez, representing the go-ahead run. We do have a pinch runner as well. Rory Bordick is pinch running for Ross Curley. And Alvarez takes inside for ball one. Bases loaded, one out here in the bottom of the sixth. Tying run at first, go-ahead run at the plate for the Blue Sox. D'Souza comes set. And the pitch, down and in, ball two. And Alvarez pops it up, but it will get out of play. It's back in play. Arena baseball. 2-1. All right. Two and one the count. The pitch. Driven deep to left! Caught! It'll... Oh, my goodness. Oh, how did that not get out? It'll be a sacrifice fly. Deepest, yeah, I know, right? Deepest sacrifice fly you can have in this park. There was no wind. There was no wind on that play. They just got under it, just even the slightest little bit. Zaire does score. Alvarez picks up his second RBI of the game, 6-4. Tying run still at first, as that's in there for strike one to Zach Stevens. Runners at the corners, 2 out. He hit it right on the screws. That was the perfect pitch and just barely got under it. Nearly a go-ahead grand slam for Jules. Down and away, 2-1 to Stevens. Reached on a fielder's choice last inning. Swing and a miss, tied him up inside. 2-2. A dramatic fly ball to left for Alvarez. Almost quite literally moving the goalposts. Runners go. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike three, and the side is retired. Why does a high school field have a deeper left field than Fenway, right? Anyways, we go to the top of the seventh. Americans leading 6-4. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Top of the 7th, Americans will look to get that run back against Bill Christopher, as that is outside for ball 1 to Kyle Cortez. Up and away for ball 2 from Billy. That's in there for strike 1, 2-1. It's a little unfortunate that the Blue Sox roster doesn't have Bill Christopher, but Billy Christopher, and that creates a new player in the Intercity League database. That's in there for strike 2, 2-2. But we can still pull up Billy's career stats. A swing and a miss coming back from behind 2-0 to get the first out of the top of the 7th. Cortez is retired. That's the second time he's gone down on strikes. And that brings up Nick Cordeaux, the right fielder. Christopher did not pitch in 2018, but in his 3 years prior, from 2015 to 2017, he amassed a career ERA of .926, 22 2/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, walked 5 and struck out 30. That was in 3 years, from 2015 to 2017. And he did not allow an earned run in 16 innings of work between 2016 and 2017. Struck out 22 batters in those 16 innings, those last 2 years. 0-2 the count to Cordeaux. The Blue Sox dugout is really starting to get into it again. Blue Sox pitchers have retired 6 of the last 7 outs by way of the K. Make that 8, but this is likely going to result in Cordeaux reaching, as he does. So 1 out, runner at first, and that'll bring up Spencer Ballion. No, we got a change here. And Matt Hosman is going to bat here. Hosman yesterday was 0 for 2 with a walk, and he takes strike 1. Hosman pops it up, but it's going to get foul and over the screen to make it 0-2. So the second straight batter, Christopher ahead 0-2. Breaking ball in there for strike 3 called. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for Christopher. And that'll bring up the now pitcher, Anthony D'Souza. D'Souza, 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, and 2 strikeouts. Swing and a miss, throw down to second is on the money, and they got him. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. The Blue Sox need 2 to tie, 3 to win. It is the Americans 6 and the Blue Sox 4. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. We all wanted to see that. Oh, man. Mitch Schroeder costing us our chance to see 4 strikeouts in the inning, but still a great play. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Bottom third of the order due up for the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the seventh as they look to come back from 3 runs down. They got 1 run back in the bottom of the sixth, but the way that Julian Alvarez hit his ball should have been a go-ahead grand slam, but it was not to be. Here is Morgan Brown, 2 for 3 tonight. Got an RBI single in that 2 for 3. And Brown chops this one to the left side. It'll be scooped up by the shortstop on to first, stretch in time. 1 down. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Brown retired. And that'll bring up Josue Feliciano. Save situation for D'Souza. Came on with 1 out in the bottom of the sixth. Got the sac fly. As that's in there for strike 1 to Sway. And then the strikeout of Zach Stevens. Sway is 2 for 2. Double, single, and a sac bunt. Sway takes low, ball 1. Feliciano, then Mitch Schroeder, and if anybody gets on, Dominic Zaire. Popped up, down the right field line. This is a long run. It gets down and rolls all the way to the wall. And Feliciano will get to second. Second double of the game for Feliciano. So here is Mitch Schroeder. Schroeder getting his first at-bat. The catcher is a combined 0 for 3 thus far. First at-bat of the game for Schroeder. Don't think he's going to be trying to lay one down here. Inside for ball 1. D'Souza delivers. Down low, ball 2. Schroeder represents the tying run. Infield playing back here. First baseman way off the line. This is a little looper. Down for a base hit. Feliciano will be held at third as the throw gets back. Zaire bloops this one into foul territory, out of the reach of the first baseman, but it is 0-2 to Zaire. Tying run at first. Zaire 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Schroeder off of first. Feliciano off of third. The pitch popped up. And it will be caught by the shortstop for out number 2. So Zaire 0 for 3. And that means Rory Bordick will get a chance to hit. What are you? Oh, okay, sorry. So Bordick single. My mistake. So Bordick with a chance. Down and away for ball 1. Bordick got a single in his first at-bat. Stranded at third, though. Outside ball 2. Bordick represents the winning run. Right now the job's just to get on base. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. In there for strike 1, 2-1. Three and 1. Blue Sox have used 4 pitchers: Mahan, Campbell, Leanhouse, and Christopher. Just had a little bit of a delay as we had to wait for that car down behind the right field fence to turn its lights off. Of course, Sam Steed, having played here all these years, knows that hazard all too well, so he helped us out. 3-1 the count to Bordick. In there for strike 2. Blue Sox down to their final strike. Schroeder will be off with the pitch. The payoff pitch, runner goes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Melrose Americans strand the tying run at first. And they get the win 6-4 in a game that took exactly 2 hours. The winning pitcher is Ronnie Luke. The losing pitcher is Sean Mahan. The save goes to Anthony D'Souza. The final totals for the Melrose Americans: 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left. And for the Blue Sox, 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 13 left. So with the win, the Americans improved to 1-1. With the loss, the Blue Sox fall to 1-1. So with that said, this has been a presentation of the Lexington Blue Sox in association with local sports production, serving Greater Boston student athletes since 2011. Copyright 2019, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of local sports productions or the Lexington Blue Sox is strictly prohibited. LSP's next broadcast is Thursday night at 7:55 p.m. when the Blue Sox host the Yellow Brandies. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live. Then stream the game the next day. At localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. And be sure to follow LSP on the web, localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring, LSP37, Snapchat, LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It is the Americans 6 and the Blue Sox 4. My name is Sam Feely, reminding you freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in.